Ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary friends, my name is Kat, and this is Moni.
Hey, guys.
And we are your co-hosts. On behalf of the Fake Ass Book Club, a.k.a.
The Fab Podcast,
we welcome you aboard the mothership. We are sending you on a non-stop trip directly into the shenanigans of this podcast.
if this is your first time, please listen carefully until the end of this announcement.
However, if you are a frequent flyer, you may skip directly to the show and enjoy. The Fake Ass Book Club has a running time of about 1 hour. We will be ascending to an altitude of whatever cocktails we have available. Also, we most likely will be talking at the speed of roughly 100 miles per minute. When the Fab neon sign illuminates, make sure your headphones are plugged in, your devices are charged, and your pearls are properly clutched.
Yes, Lord.
As this podcast contains explicit language, strong opinions, and adult content. Individuals under 18 are not advised to listen and do so at their own risk.
And we would also like to remind you that this is a fake-ass book club. So,
If you're an avid reader, or if you never plan to pick up a book in your life, this is still the podcast for you. The only must is that you show up. To any and all haters aboard, you already know where the emergency exit is.
bye, Felicia.
If this podcast is not for you, we understand. However, tampering with, damaging, or trying to destroy our positive vibes are strictly prohibited by FAB bylaws, which clearly state good vibes only. Before takeoff, you will find information about us and this podcast at our website at thefabpodcast.com. We strongly suggest that you follow us across social media and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. If you have any questions or want to reach out, please don't hesitate to email us at thefabpodcast@gmail.com. We know you have a choice in podcasts, and on behalf of the Fab Podcast, we would like to thank you for choosing us. So with that, buckle up, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
Hey Kat.
And
this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
Hey, what's up? This is your girl, Moni.
And this is your girl, Kat. Welcome back.
Hey, guys. Oh, my gosh.
I hope you're ready for some fakeness.
Oh, my God. This is the only context in which fakeness charms and entertains me, because typically I don't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. You know what, guys? So we were planning to talk about this book, right? And what had happened was, life or whatever. One of the next books we want to talk about, we have a special guest and our schedules didn't line up. So we just took the opportunity to say, you know what, let's just chat a little bit.
Let's just have a Juneteenth bonanza spectacular.
Celebration.
Get together and talk about
Let's talk
what
about
Juneteenth means to you.
I like it. Well, before we do that.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're all out of order.
No, that's okay. Let's talk about the dedication. So we always like to start every episode just kind of dedicating it to our listeners. So shout out to you guys. Also, since Father's Day is coming up, I thought it'd be nice to dedicate this episode to fathers. Actually, I think that was your idea, which I co-opted now. It's like both of ours now.
You know what's so great about having a bad memory? You could steal all of my ideas. I wouldn't even know.
Oh, don't say that.
Probably. I'm like, what? Did I say that?
That was a good one.
We have a thing too where it's like, I don't know why people get so upset about things I don't even remember saying. That's like, half the time, like, I'm just talking.
It's funny how that happens.
It is.
However,
but yes, especially to all the dads out there.
Yeah, man. And actually, I want to give a specific
or the good ones.
one. That's what I was going to say. Like, I honestly have the pleasure of having just many spectacular men in my life who happen to be fathers, including my husband. So I specifically like to shout him out because
he's a good dad.
I mean, he is the best
He's so
dad.
patient.
Oh my, you guys.
Like, listening to him, like, talk to the kids. He's so calm.
You guys need to understand that.
Which is hard to do with children. If you haven't been around children,
they're exhausting, you guys.
They can be very aggravating. And I have more than one time had to say, sorry for yelling.
Sorry for yelling, but however.
You're moving really slow.
When I was saying it regular, you wasn't listening.
But I've never heard him raise his voice or anything.
He's so good. And so, shout out to you, babe, because you actually are, a lot. I mean, to the point where when my kids were really small, he was way more in tune with them as babies at first. Like before me, he knew, oh, that's the hungry cry. And I remember feeling away like, how do you, it just sounded like he cried. Like, I don't know, that's
crazy too, because he can't even, it's like, isn't he hearing impaired?
Yes. And he knew which like pacifier he wanted more. Oh, he doesn't like that one. That's the hard one. He likes the soft one. I'm like, okay, I mean, it's fine.
Well, yes.
So yeah, shout out to you, babe. You're a good dad. Shout out to your dad and his dad and all the beautiful, wonderful dads out here, because
it's hard. I see why a lot of people don't do it. It's hard.
It's hard. It's not an excuse not to do it either.
It's not an excuse not to do it, but if it were easy, everyone would do it. So for everyone who's just hanging in their day after boring day of just sitting around. But I know like he's canceled, but Louis C.K. had the best bits about parenthood, just about the minutia and nuance of it, and about the fact too, when he was trying to teach his daughter to read. He's like, sorry, honey, you just have to be stupid. This is so boring.
I can't do this.
Like, I can't do this.
Not I'm bored teaching you to read. You know what I run into more, just feeling like, this is not my ministry, as the old church ladies say. Like, teaching, I don't have the patience required. Now, I will sit and read to you. I'll have you read to me. I mean, not this. I do flashcards with my kids. Like, I'll do it, but I do find myself feeling like there has to be somebody way more qualified than I.
Well, way to go, marrying somebody who can do that. Like, because that's its own skill set.
Yeah, he
and
does
you're
well.
good at a lot of other things too.
Yeah, man.
But to the dads out there doing that work,
out to you.
Yeah, it's not flashy, but it'll pay off.
Basically, since this is going to be a fake ass book club, we are just going to talk about some random topics. But before that, I thought it'd be fun I want to ask you a few questions and then just get some answers. So it's just, just a couple little...
Oh, boy.
Just to help the listeners get a feel for, the vibes that we're putting out here in these streets.
We go. I'm
ready. And none of them are hard. These are just,
That's okay.
All right. So I wanted you to answer what 3 things you cannot live without. And the time
and they're
is
things.
Clicking. No, ticking, not clicking.
Oh, but they're like things, not people, correct?
No, not people, no.
Okay, so my glasses or contacts, because I'm visually impaired.
Are your glasses thick? That's not one of the official questions. No,
yes. Does food count?
I mean, yeah, that's a thing.
Like,
well, no, not like, I mean, obviously nobody can live without food.
Okay.
I mean, like items that you're like, man, in a day, these are things, my go-to things.
Okay, things that are my phone, honestly. Because then I feel really sad when I think I left it somewhere. I do.
Sad.
And probably books. Like books of any kind. Yeah, books.
Look at you.
I need books, sketchbooks.
Specifically.
Reading books.
All the books.
Coloring books. Books with paper dolls, like any kind of thing that I can crack open. Like, I'm usually really excited. One of my favorite places is Half Price Books.
It is. We've been there plenty of times together. I like it.
Yeah, answered.
Okay.
Done. Nailed
it. Okay.
Same question to Moni.
Same question. So 3 things I can't live without. One would be chapstick of some sort. Vaseline,
so true.
Some sort of
lip
like
gloss. I
cannot do chap lips. It's the worst. In fact, I have everybody who loves me, I'm like, if I'm ever like on life support and you see that and I'm intubated and my shits are Frosted Flakes, I will hunt you till the day that you die. And you better have the Vaseline ready. You better have a little toothbrush with something on it to exfoliate, then put some on there. Don't have me in the hospital with chap lips.
Never
don't
let
do
you
it.
go out like that.
Don't do it. So
None
that's
of that
one.
gray stuff at the corner
F
of your mouth.
That, man.
Never.
I can't even talk to people who are doing that. Like I can't. It's like I'm done. I can't. So that's one.
Like you can't convince me you're good at anything if you look like that.
No, because you just. I mean, no. Second thing has to do with being moisturized. Is lotion, oil, cocoa butter, shea butter. Like, I don't like to be dry. I can't, you guys. I don't like it. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. And then let me think. Okay, we got that. And then the third thing I couldn't live without would probably be, what do I go to all the time? It would probably be my...
Girl, it's your phone.
This is it. It probably is my phone at this point. I don't want to say my phone.
Nobody wants to say that. But if you leave here right here without your phone, are you going to let any time go by before you go back and get it?
No, but I mean for a lot, and you know what? I left my water cup I would say probably my water too, because I keep it everywhere I go. Like I always have water. I like to stay hydrated from the inside out.
No, you didn't let me say food, so you can't say water.
I can't say water. That's true. I did block that, didn't I?
You did.
Well, I was saying my cup though. I didn't say water. But,
ooh, okay, fair.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll allow it.
All right, boom. All right, I got around the system. Got around the system. Okay. So another question. Are you messy or are you clean?
I'm a very messy person.
Let's talk about this. Why?
Just emotionally, organizationally.
Okay.
Honestly, because I'm always shifting from what I'm doing. And a lot of times I like to see everything in front of me.
Okay.
And actually, I think when I was reading Michelle Obama's book and she was talking about how messy Barack was.
Oh my gosh.
Because he would have like the newspapers and books everywhere and stuff like that. And she just said, okay, he just has to have his own room that I just closed the door on because this is going to make me crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the Barack in that situation.
Okay.
Like I have
the Michelle.
yeah.
I'm closing
And it's
the
not
door.
like I don't like things organized, but like usually in my own personal spaces, like if I have a studio or a shop or something like that, like, yeah, everything is out where I can see it all at once so that I can be like, yes, that.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, I feel like I answered
mine
in the middle of yours.
Yeah.
So
We're
we
Bert
don't
and
even
Ernie.
have
It's fine.
Look at this mess, Ernie.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've always strongly had a strong affinity for Ernie,
Ernie's cool, man.
the messy
He's cool.
one.
He's cool. I just, I think it's hard because if you are the clean one, there is a
Anxiety. You're doing the leg pump anxiety.
I know,
So just
and I'm like
thinking
clicking my
about it.
fingers, like, ooh,
Just thinking about a messy room. It's
kind
like,
of
ooh,
hate
is it messy now?
It's messy, but also I will say that my tolerance for messiness has evolved over
With
time.
children?
With children, with my husband and stuff like that. So sharing your space, you do have to give a little. I just think it needs to happen on both sides. But
Very much
it's
so.
all good. I don't get rid of messy people. It's cool. It can be
And
fun.
we appreciate that.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. If you could pick a superpower, what would yours be?
I do the healing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that was really nice.
Yeah.
Healing. Mm-hmm. So just anything that's wrong with you, you would heal it.
Mm-hmm. Or no, like you could heal things like
my
that was
kneecap
on
that
Heroes.
hurts right
yes,
now.
like if your kneecap, like E.T. would you could just point like
Not E.T. though. He was so ugly.
He was, but he was
Yep.
based. He was supposed to be like based on a plant instead of like how human beings evolved from animals. He was supposed to be on a planet where the intelligent creatures evolved from plants.
So
he
sentient
was,
plants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Which we almost have. Like we have
They
plants
talk
that
about
eat.
fungus and stuff being like that, like mushrooms being. Well, anyway, let's not. There I go, taking it all the way
all
left.
the way there. But
Megan.
if it went down a different evolutionary path, like that's why he looked like that though, was because he was supposed to be like a smart plant.
That's crazy now that you're saying that, because I thought before he looked kind of like a turd, like a dried up piece of boo-boo.
I never really cared for looking at E.T. In fact, I don't think I've ever watched the whole movie. I think my mom took me to see it and I hid under the seat because it freaked me out at the time.
ugly.
I was really young.
Yeah, I know, I think was I born when it came out?
I
born,
feel
maybe?
like I was like 4.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Like I was a
can't
little
confirm
young
it.
to be at
I'm
the
not even about to
movies.
Google that because I don't
Does
care
remember
enough.
like
but
when you first tried to take your kids to the movie, like it's going to be
I
fun?
never did that. Hell no. My mom was the first person to take my kids to the movies because I was like, I'm not going. F the movies now. I don't go to the movies. I have kids. They're too little. I'm not about to be in here doing this with y'all.
Yeah,
No.
don't be upset, parents, if you take your kids to the movies and it's not a success the first time. Kids don't like sitting still for an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh. And then, prepare yourself for Olympics. Prepare yourself for deep diving under seats to grab cups. And
children, because that's where I hid to avoid
no.
seeing E.T.
Yeah, I was definitely trying
Especially
to
on
avoid
the
that.
big screen. That was way too much for me at that age.
Yeah, that
Seeing that big old alien head.
But the fact that you said healing, friend, that just
Oh yeah, I think that would be neat.
it speaks to, of course you would pick healing. Now, I don't know why I'm acting like, really? It was just so nice that I was like, oh my God. So,
And I said, because I've given it some thought. Like ever since I saw that on Heroes, I was like,
that would be sweet though. But I don't even think that ever crossed my mind once when I was thinking about healing.
Well, I'd never thought of it before I saw it on
superpowers.
Heroes. So
Okay.
it's not usually, sometimes
did
it is in
watch
comic
that.
books. Did you?
I did watch
the second
Heroes.
season?
No.
Okay.
Just
That's where
the
it got.
first. Just the first. I think I gave it the
Yeah,
first.
that's enough.
Yeah, that
That's
was
enough.
cool. But if I had to pick a superpower, gosh, there's so many that'd be great. I think I would just be able to move around. Like it would be like, I could be in Paris or I could be in Japan visiting
transporter,
my brother.
like Nightcrawler.
Yeah. I think
you just
I
have to
would
envision it and you get there.
Get me
You would
out
save
of
a
here.
lot on air travel.
Get me out of here, y'all.
Get
I
me
mean,
outta
just
here.
in a whim because I feel
Would
like
you
that
be
a
able
lot.
to take, because with Nightcrawler and he's holding someone,
Whatever
he can
I'm
take someone
touching
with
comes
him,
with.
goes with.
Yeah,
Great.
for sure. So
Great.
you coming with me.
That's a good one.
Yeah, man. That's probably what I would do. Because, I mean, I thought about...
I feel so much safer, too.
What?
If I had that power that you just said.
Oh, yeah, being able to travel. Like,
Yeah.
transport your own self and not trusting
Yeah, like
your...
anytime I'm in a fluckery situation, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm gone.
I'm out of here. Right. I'm out and I'm home.
Did a little... No,
yes, a little jolt. You guys didn't see the
You couldn't
little,
see the little-
pop, lock, and drop that just happened just now.
But that's what I would use to trigger my power,
Yeah,
obviously.
man. I think that's awesome. Okay, so I think... let's make this the last one. We don't have to keep going with this.
Okay.
But what is your dream job?
This right here, what we're doing right now.
Are you serious?
Talking for clapping, yes.
Talk for clapping. Who's clapping?
I'm going to put it in.
Okay. Yay. Talking for clapping. Oh, my God. I mean, I do enjoy a good talk myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, no, but before this, being an artist, that was the real thing.
Okay.
Like, making pictures for money.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dream job.
Yeah, dream job.
If you could do anything in the whole wide world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like it.
Painting for clapping.
And painting. But so clapping has to be involved, though. Like, I need you to understand that clapping has to happen.
Well, it doesn't count if I'm not lauded.
Okay, I mean, that's... clapping, that's always weird, for you to pick clapping. Like, it's weird when people are clapping for you. Like, I'm always really weird about, oh my gosh, you did something great. Like, let's clap for you. Then it's like, I want to be under the seat at the movies where you were with E.T. came.
They're like, yeah.
No, it's always so weird. I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're clapping and it's for me. Yeah, it's just weird.
I think more people should get clapping.
It's true. I mean, I like clapping in general, I guess. I mean, for people, but yeah, not necessarily for what I'm doing per se, but okay, so I guess my dream job would be, it involves moving around. There's a theme here. Like, it would be traveling. But the caveat is that it couldn't be, like, I like traveling specifically for leisure. Okay, if it's not a leisurely trip, then it takes the fun out of it.
How is that your dream job then? If it's
so like what I'm doing is let's dive into it.
Sorry, let me back.
I have thought about this.
Okay.
So I would be going to different places and I would be experiencing like all of their amenities. Like, so I have to visit the spa and either leave a review. I don't necessarily want to have to write the review. I mean, I guess I would, because again, laziness is the vibes that I'm kicking off right now. Like, I want to go
that would be
and
the
be paid to
job
vacation. Yeah, I know, but I don't really want it to be a job. But yeah, so I would write or something about, my experience. But I had to eat at all the restaurants and talk about if I like the food. And I'd have to lay in their lounge chairs and say if they're comfy or not. And then do all the spa stuff. So yeah, it would definitely involve, traveling the world and talking about my experiences probably. I mean, lots of food probably and drinks too. I need to... And relaxation. How comfortable is the mattress? It's 4-star, 5-star.
Bring up like critique, like being a critic. I was thinking the other day about how like that is like the best job
because you ain't got to do shit. And actually, when I think like that's kind of messed up because
like if you get to like pour over people's work and be like, this was not good.
That's what we're doing.
We're not critiquing. We're just giving our
That's what I'm saying. I just want to give my opinion, about what I thought. So,
and we're giving glowing recommendations. There hasn't been a book so far where you've been like, "Bleh."
That's true. I don't want one like that, but I mean, if it happens, it's like I don't want it.
No,
I don't like that. Okay, yeah. So I wanted to bring up. So that's it with the questions, right? Like I think that's pretty good. If you guys have questions you want us to answer, I can't guarantee that I'll actually answer it. We'll see.
I'll give you some kind of answer.
I'll try.
It might be like Pendestance or riddle-like. But
yeah, man.
I'll say something.
Okay, I like it. So yeah, basically, you guys can, if you guys have questions you want us to answer, or you want us to know something, hit us up. We can answer those for you too. But we're gonna segue out of that. I actually wanted to talk about, you had mentioned Juneteenth, so that's coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's pretty exciting.
Are you celebrating?
I'm unlike Moni here. I'm not much of a planner. I was just gonna make, like Saturday, it's coming up. I'm just going to see where the day takes me. I'm going to use it to enjoy freedom. So it's going to be a free day. We'll see where the day goes. I might use it to scout birthday location.
Ooh, that'll be nice.
But we'll see. It's a weekend. Here's my thing. I like going out and doing things, but I don't like doing them when there's a lot of people around. That was one of the perks of COVID, was the fact that like things weren't as densely populated.
I know, that was kind of nice.
So now on the weekends, you have traffic and people and things. So
yes, things.
I haven't. I don't know. I would have to find some sort of event where I wouldn't feel claustrophobic.
There's
what about
lots
you?
Of stuff though. Like I actually was online looking, and there's like a whole bunch of stuff for Juneteenth,
figured,
which was crazy.
Like,
but
there's gonna be like
nothing. I got kids. Like I'm gonna be at home more than likely, or with family. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not doing anything in particular. But so we were talking about the fact that they passed. You know, excuse me. You guys have a burp trapped right in my chest. Okay, yeah, but talking about Juneteenth being passed as a federal holiday now, and I mean, I think it's
progress.
Yeah, it's progress. Like
it's still America, but
it's still America. I guess too, because for the longest, I mean, you know, certain people knew about it, but I know like I was talking to my grandma about it, and she was like, I didn't learn about Juneteenth growing up. She said it was always Jubilee. And so that was like in August or something like that. And it was kind of, I think because it originated in Texas. You know, there was a gentleman down there. Of course, I don't remember his name, but he kind of got that going, and it was a holiday in Texas. So it was kind of a regional thing at first. And then other states kind of pick it up and have adopted it over time. But now it's just nationally recognized, which I guess is cool. But I would venture to say that a lot of people in the last maybe couple of years are just now knowing what Juneteenth is. Is that something you like learned about growing up, or did you know about it as you were an adult?
So it's not something my family celebrated, but it was something I was aware of.
Right, same.
It's also like it always fell on Father's Day, which we always celebrated. Like that took preeminent, you know, that was above everything. So like, we were mostly, that was the main attraction. We didn't really do a lot of my family growing up wasn't necessarily, it wasn't a lot of Black consciousness.
But
like we were Black. I mean, we were obviously Black, but
obviously Black,
but it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't like
we were more, at least
stuff.
The way I grew up, it was more respectability politics. So a lot of it was kind of hushing that up because it makes certain types of people who consider themselves white uncomfortable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, we do have to consider that.
And for me, though, growing up, that wasn't a concern of mine at all. I'm like, the truth defends itself. So I don't really need to take people, you know, like that seems odd to me to like tiptoe around people. It's like, this happened. Like it's not my fault it happened.
No, just like when I'm not blaming you for it happening per se. You know what I mean?
It's like, but there's nothing, it's weird to me that like people want to act like it didn't. Like that's weird to me. So, I mean, I'm glad that it's getting the recognition now and people are talking about it because more knowledge to me is always better. But if it's the same feeling I get when I hear that like a friend or family member is going to rehab again, it's kind of like, okay, good, but I'm not going to get my hopes up too high.
Oh, yeah, because I mean, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Like they're not about to now start because I mean, weren't they just, so they're trying to do.
Well, it's like when we got the MLK holiday and racism stopped.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, remember that?
Remember? Do you remember
that?
Back when?
But it's not like I didn't want the King holiday passed. Like, I want there to be an MLK holiday. I mean, I get a day off. It's beautiful. But I'm not going to pretend like this is somehow the answer.
I agree, too. And then, too, you know, they've been debating critical race theory and stuff and politics and whatnot. And
I don't even think it's a debate. It's just an outright no.
Yeah.
We've learned enough.
They're just so tired of hearing about it, and it's annoying at this point to them. You know what I mean? So it's just like, we don't want to keep talking about this, and how dare you? But I do feel like, you know, those are the kinds of things that people are more interested in. You know, like if you're going to make it a national holiday, acknowledge what was going on. You know, like you got to kind of take it back and give it some context. So how do we nationally recognize it on one level, but then we don't really want to talk about it in a real way?
I think the focus should be on the transmission of information, because that's really what the holiday is about. 100%. About how are we getting messages out there? Because that's the thing, like American slavery or Western, whatever we call the transatlantic slave trade, like that was going on for hundreds of years before America even started. So for it to just end that was, for some people, unimaginable, I'm sure. It would just be like tomorrow if they're like, hey, they're actually going to give us reparations. You get $300,000 and everyone gets first bid for this weed licensing. Ooh, that's how I would like reparations to look to me. I think that's enough. $300,000 is enough to do something, but without ruining your life, because you won't be able to quit your job. Like long term anyway. Yeah, no, you'd still have to figure out a way to make money, but it would give you a huge upper hand. You could buy some real estate, some money. And if we got first pick at all the weed licensing, when that eventually happens, or it has to at some point, because this is just the way things are going, we should have first pick. I want 30% of all the licensing going to Black people first.
Especially considering all the Black folks locked up behind
for weed.
Some weed.
Yeah, especially because they're not going to give those people amnesty or anything like that. So a way for like real reparations and change to happen is like before anybody gets licenses, we get 30%. However, because they always have a certain amount of licenses that they don't have an unlimited amount of,
just like liquor licenses.
They don't give out an unlimited amount. There's going to be a limited amount. Figure out what that number is. Figure out what 30% of it is. Nobody else gets them until Black people. And people are like, well, that's racist. It's like, it was perfectly fine to discriminate against us for no other reason than our Blackness.
Right. But when
the way affirmative action works is like, yes, it's because of our Blackness that we are being given this, because so much was taken because we were Black. So giving us something is fine as Black because we are, I mean,
a deficit right there. I
mean,
like there is definitely, there's that.
That's what I would want it to look like. But, you know.
Well,
I'm just a podcaster.
That's true. Well, I think it should also include just some education. Like there should be. Oh,
sorry about that.
About manners.
No, I'm not. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
I always like don't apologize for that.
I enjoyed that a lot.
These are. I've never had these little margaritas.
They're great.
These are really delicious.
You know what is funny? I don't usually even use them to drink. I usually use them to build sauces.
Oh,
yeah, because I like carbonation. Like, I feel like that always helps with the sauce. I don't know what it is about the carbonation process. But then, of course, it's margarita, too. So when you mix it with, like, tomatoes and, like, something like an oil, it makes a really nice sauce.
Oh, nice. I like it. Well,
but it's really also delicious. Good for just drinking, too, apparently.
Yeah, I like it. It was really nice. Very, very
I'm
nice.
glad you liked it.
But, yeah, I would also double back and just say, education would be a portion of it as well. Like, I just don't think, I shouldn't have to worry about how I'm paying for my kids' tuition. Like, I think that they should be, you should have access to the best education. But then if you're handing people who've had no education money, I do feel like there needs to be some.
Well, they could restructure how education is financed because they did that to disenfranchise Black people. They had no problem. They're like, we're going to base it on property tax.
But we're going to draw these lines where it's like, oh, yours now has plummeted because we drew the line around your property.
It was already super low because you couldn't. I think Cory Booker had a great story about how like his parents were able to get a house because they had a white family stand in for them. And then his parents came to the closing and the sellers like were trying to fight them.
What? Physically or?
Yeah. Like they were trying to fight the real estate agent. Like they were so freaking pissed. Like there were covenants.
Actually fighting?
It was literally in the covenants. Like you can't sell this to a Black person.
Oh yeah, that was a thing. I remember
like
reading
it's
about
not.
that.
That's so like we're already in low income areas because we've been redlined out. So they've already oriented. It was like when we were talking about the Soweto ghettos. They engineered everything so at any point they could just
drop
bomb
a bomb
you.
on that thing.
So we're already isolated. So they're like, okay, how can we do this? It's like, oh, we'll just base on property taxes so that theirs will be underfunded and ours will be very largely funded, and we'll keep it like that. And now and
it's still pretty much like that.
Yeah, and they'll lock you up if you try to go to school there.
I really hate that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, again, like those are the kinds of things that I think people would be more excited about. So I don't want to be like, oh, like it's like that's great. Like you're saying, they're recognizing Juneteenth as a thing, so that's cool. But also,
it's largely symbolic. I would like some real gains. Like
I'm tired. Yeah, like it just gets old. It's like, okay, I mean that's cool.
And it comes from like asking, like you have to have an actual plan. It can't just be something nebulous.
Yeah.
It has to be like, no, my plan for the Native Americans, I think they should just get California back. Like just give that back, write them back. Because they have a wonderful saying too, like where they're like, we didn't cross the border crossed us. Like we've been here. Like, what are you talking about? We're like, from here.
Like, this is basically, like, I've never known any other land in my life.
I remember when I first went to California, I remember thinking, because I went to Mexico first, and when I got to California, I was like, this looks like Mexico.
This is the same. Yeah.
This is exact, like, the layout, everything. Like, it just, to me, but, no one's going to go for that. That's just if I were Empress
of
America.
Oh, I like that, Empress. So now we're going back to it's
Might
weird.
as well.
Okay, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Claim your throne, sis.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you have it.
Yeah, they're not going to let me have it.
No, definitely not. They're certainly not, friend. They're not going to let you do that. But yeah, so I'm not officially celebrating Juneteenth, but I will be. You know, it is something I'm bringing. I talk to my kids about. They know about it.
I'm honestly more excited about the season premiere of Rick and Morty.
Ooh, okay. Listen, you know what? Nice segue. Let's go to that because I did want to talk about shows we like.
I was trying to get you on board with it. I know it's not really your jam. It's so
Well,
weird.
here's the thing. I've not watched it, so I'm open to watching it because sometimes I'll surprise myself. I was one of those people who did not want to see Game of Thrones at first. Because I tend to, just because I can be contrary, which I'm not always proud of.
You're liking that. Everyone's liking that.
Everybody likes that. I don't want to like that. You know what I mean? So I don't even give it a chance. But, you know, I'd watch it. You know, I'd watch it to see. I feel like the first and only episode that I saw was really, I was like, oh, wow, this is intense. This is an intense cartoon. And there was a possible rape happening in a bathroom stall. And I was like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. It's a well-written show. I really like Dan Harmon. I like him for a lot of reasons. For one, he was a very outspoken white man against Donald Trump. I always enjoy those. Okay. And he's a really good writer. Like, that's really all I need him to be. Like, even if he was a Donald Trump stan, like, he'd still be a good writer. Okay. And it's incredibly funny and offensive.
So tell me the premise. I mean, I'm sure people who are actually listening know about this, but because I'm not really super familiar, but I know he drools. There's a drooling guy.
Yeah.
And then there's a kid who almost gets raped in their bathroom. That's all I know.
That's Morty.
Okay.
And Rick Sanchez is Morty Smith's grandfather, who's been absent from the family like since it's supposed to be like 20 years. He's supposed to have been gone, and he just shows back
Doing
up.
What?
Science stuff, like high concept sci-fi adventures. Oh. And he was fighting the like Intergalactic Federation, all kinds of stuff. But he comes back, and it's unclear what his goal is, but he needs Morty to come with him to do his science stuff. Apparently, Morty's special brainwaves block his genius brainwaves, so he isn't tracked by the International Federation, and they just get into hilarious antics. It's a wildly...
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about how like abusive their relationship is, because it is ultimately a family sitcom.
Okay.
Like we follow the Smith family. Morty lives before Rick shows up. He's living a normal suburban teenager life with his mom and dad and his older sister Summer and their dog. And they're living a modern existence, and then Rick shows back up, and he's just this toxic alcoholic narcissist that kind of wrecks everything. But Morty's mom, Beth, is obsessed with him not leaving again because she was traumatized by his departure for 20 years. So she's desperate to keep him placated and almost ruins her marriage to Jerry. It's amazing.
First of all, this sounds problematic as
it is. There's so many problems.
Okay.
Like,
but that's what makes it fun.
It's Adult Swim. It's not for. It's the mess, and it's and then of course for me, if it's anything happening in outer space, I'm already there.
Okay.
So there's
some outer space stuff I do like.
Yes.
Not all of it.
So season 5 starts Sunday. Super excited. I'm probably going to cook for that. Not even Juneteenth. I'm probably going to cook.
Cooking for the Rick and Morty boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Probably make some strawberry wafers. There's a fantastic episode where...
is that what we just had that you made?
No, those were cookies.
Those
I was going to make
amazing,
wafers.
y'all. I need y'all to understand the baking that comes out of this woman.
It's not really baking. It's just cookies. I can't really make any. I can't bake anything else.
To me, that's baking because I don't bake. I mean, I will cook, but I do not. It never even occurs to me.
You're going to get me in like a bake down, and I can't. So
no.
But like if that ends up happening, and it's your fault,
a bake down. Well, you know what? I'll be there waiting for whatever you come up with. It's going to be delicious.
And I'll be like, as long as it's cookies, that's all I can make. But thank you. But yeah, I'm super duper excited about it. But we can talk about something you've actually watched.
Well, okay, so no, a show that I'm enjoying a lot right now is Z-Way.
And thank you for put me on to her. So I want you to love Rick and Morty the way I now love Z-Way.
Z-Way is the truth right now.
It makes me hopeful for the future.
She is so hilarious. So I think she got her. I know that she was a writer for Desus and Mero, but it sounds like she's had some internships with a whole bunch of Stephen Colbert.
When she said she interned for Stephen Colbert, I'm like, that makes so much sense because she's pretty much the
Stephen, exactly.
She's the black Stephen Colbert.
Yes, which I love.
From the Colbert Report.
Which I love. A very hyper-inflated sense of herself.
Yes.
And my favorite is that she just trolls people. Like, her character really just trolls people into making a racist statement.
Under what circumstances would black people look alike?
They were wearing masks.
The answer is families. In families, black people look alike. Don't you think black people have families?
Yes.
Yes, you don't think black people have families?
Oh, no.
Basically. So she's interviewing you and she might have you, which I thought was hilarious. She has you spin a wheel of accents. And, we're partial to wheels around here. We spin our wheels.
People are so scared to say no to her because they feel like saying no to a black woman is racist.
Exactly. It's like there's nothing you can do.
But if I do this, it's racist. It's like, oh, no, I'm trapped.
Baited. That's another one of her internet
I love
shows.
the people who are aware of it and play into it.
It's so cute. It's the best.
Those ones are really funny, but it's better when people don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
Because that's how Colbert Report was. When people would come on, they're serious. And then he looks super serious because he's just a clean-cut white guy.
Yeah, with glasses.
And everything.
I'm disarmed. You have glasses.
Like he's so like, and he's got a camera crew, so he looks super official. And then he starts asking you these crazy questions, and you're looking around like, so. My favorite one was when he was interviewing some congressman who was trying to get the 10 Commandments put up on the State House.
Oh wow!
And Steve Carell was like, "Why do you want to do that?" And he's like, "I just feel like it's very important that we have our Christian values right there in the State House informing our decisions." And he was like, "Sir, what are the 10 Commandments?"
Go ahead and list them down.
Crickets. Couldn't answer one.
Wow.
Couldn't say one commandment.
Not even adultery, sir.
I would like to. I know all 10 Commandments because I learned a song in school.
Gosh.
So.
Are you about to
But
sing?
You know what's funny? The 10 Commandments in the Protestant Bible are different than the 10 Commandments in the Catholic Bible.
But which one? All of them?
So, in the Protestant one, like the first 2 rules are about how like God should be first in your life and no idols.
You can't take his name in vain, isn't that one?
Wait.
Something like
no,
that.
that's number 3.
Okay.
Number 3, God's name should never be spoken in jest. Number 4, the Sabbath for worship and for rest. And and on it goes. And then I think I never learned the Catholic ones, but I remember they were different.
Okay.
Because I feel like the last 2 were different. Like the first one was like a combination of the first 2 I learned when I was in like evangelical school, and then the last 2 were like different ones about coveting.
Oh.
Like you can't covet your neighbor's stuff, and then the 10th one was like you can't covet their slam piece.
Why did you call it? Not slam piece, first of all. That is...
That's what people covet a lot, though.
Slam piece? Who says that? I've never even heard of it.
I got that from Rick and Morty.
Oh, my God. I wish I knew
There
the
was
music,
a fabulous episode where Rick thought, he got a baby pinned on him. And he ended up killing the real baby daddy.
What?
And then the baby mama got mad at him, and his granddaughter was like, yeah, granddad, you did just kill her slam piece. So
okay, there it is. Slam piece, y'all. So for all you cool kids out there, next time you want to refer to the person that you're loving, slam piece.
Slam piece. And it's non-gendered, so I love it.
Okay. It's politically correct as
there
well.
You go.
So you're welcome.
Anyone can have a slam piece. There you go.
Yuck. I hate it.
Because it's also June. Shout out to all the
slam piece month?
Gay pride. For all the gabies out there.
Let's not gabies, first of all. If that's rude, guys, I apologize on behalf of the Fab Podcast.
But I love them.
She know not what she does.
This is my name for all the young gay kids out here.
Oh my gosh.
When I was growing up, like all the gay kids had to pretend like they were straight.
And you knew. It's like
it was
that's
super.
messed up,
I love
man.
it when Chris Rock was like, he didn't turn gay, he been gay.
He's been. We all know. And it's like, just let can these people just live? And wait, does these people sound, let me go back. Y'all know. Oh my gosh.
We don't have a problematic
We don't.
sound
We need
effect.
a red button.
We do.
We'll
I was
find
using
one.
the buzzer effect.
Oh man. Okay.
The taboo. We
Let me
need the
run that
taboo
back.
buzzer.
Make it go reverse. My voice going
Okay.
reverse.
And bring it back.
What I'm saying is that people who happen to be gay or are gay
Who
or
are under that
gay,
rainbow.
Yeah, under the rainbow. And I forgot the whole point because I got scared. I was like, oh no, that sounded really bad. You guys.
No, you were trying to make sure that the
scared?
people understood that when I said gabies.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I offended trying to make sure you weren't
That's
offending.
a term I use when I look at the young kids who are open. Like, who's the guy? Lil Nas X. To me, he's a gaby.
He is so cute.
Yes, because
and he's a little troll too. He loves baiting these people.
He knows exactly
I
what
love
he's
anybody
doing.
who's baiting somebody. Like it's one of my favorite
I hope
things.
like gabies isn't offended. I love you. I love y'all.
Oh my gosh, y'all just got a new name y'all never asked for. You're welcome. Ding.
But just for it's nice to see because I went to school with so many closeted gay people, and it was just like I remember one time when I was in art class, one of my guy friends came out to me as gay, and I was just kind of like,
why are you telling me this?
Well, it wasn't like
like close friends or just.
Well, no,
classmates?
we were close. We were close. It was just, I was like, dude, I already knew. Like, your nails are longer than mine. Your hair is done better. Like, obviously, you're
put together.
Yeah,
so.
But the fact that like he used to, have a girlfriend and he really tried.
That's
like
so
he really tried,
man.
and it was like I hate the fact that he felt the need to do that. It's like just be gay,
just be yourself, man.
or whatever you are. Like because I get the feeling now looking back, he was probably like more queer.
Okay.
Because that's its own thing now.
Yeah.
So yeah, for all that, it's Pride Month.
Whatever it was, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, people should be able to live in their skin. Like I don't begrudge anybody that.
I don't want to yuck your yum.
Oh, yes, I love that. Well, but going back to Z-Way, I basically pretty much love her. She's the woman, Stephen Colbert. She's fucking hilarious. If you've not seen her, check her out. I want to say she's on, is this Showtime?
Showtime.
It's on Showtime. I've been watching
and
on,
also YouTube.
Yeah, I've just been on YouTube watching them things. But she's just so funny. And it's clearly comedy, but it is funny because some people don't realize it. I mean, whether they're actually on the show or in the comments, you know what I mean? Like some people are like, and what is, it's like, it's satire.
You know what I've learned this late in my life, oddly enough, is that there are some people who they don't like comedy. Like for some people, comedy does not register as a pleasurable thing.
Aww.
There are a lot of people who don't care anything about like art either.
That is so true. And it's right. That seems so foreign to me.
And it's so foreign to me because I like both of those things so much. Like, that's actually, back to answer your question before, I can't live without comedy or art. There it is.
Ooh, good ones. Boom.
Yeah, because if I had to live in a world where it's like, we have to be serious.
All the time. I couldn't do it. I would, especially if you got punished for it, I would be in trouble. One of the main things I used to get in trouble at school for was laughing at inappropriate times. Like go in the hallway until you gather your life together. I've done it at work as a grown up. Like I remember being in radiology school and just losing my shit at work. I even have as a registered technologist.
It's like a release valve.
It is. It's just, honestly, it gets me through. Like, it's the thing I use.
I actually love moments where I'm laughing and no one else is.
Because it makes it even more absurd.
It's always just like, because now I'm just like, oh, well.
I'm letting it happen.
Here we go. I remember one time in class, because here's the thing, because we were talking about communication earlier, right? Really that is the key to any job, any field, any kind of success. You need to be able to communicate. And I remember I had this professor who, he was fine as a teacher, but he had just gotten very complacent in his communication style, and the world's moving very fast. So your students are very young, very diverse, and so they don't get his references, and he's still using the same references. So he's just trying to keep things light. Like he's trying to get class engagement. So he asked one of the students in the first row, he's just a young white kid. And he was like, yeah, use your best, very white voice to, he's saying use baritone was what he was trying to say. And explaining, he was asking him to explain something. And instead, the guy doesn't know who Barry White is.
My guy.
A 19-year-old in 2018. And so what he does is the stereotypical Richard Pryor white voice.
Oh no. Because he was like, I guess this is, you're basically guessing now. You're like, is it this?
The professor realizes what happened. No one else really knows. I'm the only one old enough to realize what happened.
Barry White is, right.
To realize what's happened.
Oh my God.
So I'm losing my shit, and I'm in the back, and I can't help it. It's because laughing, you can't control it.
No, you can't.
And so when you're getting in trouble and you're being sent to the hallway because you're having a laughing fit because everything's so dumb.
Everything's real dumb. And the fact that, I mean, I know that it's dumb too. So like that makes it even worse. Yeah. It's happened at work plenty of times. It happens a lot. In fact, my siblings and I refer to it as the laughing Holy Ghost.
The laughing. Oh, you know what?
Like when it's an out of body
remember
experience.
I was telling you about Celia Rivenbark? I'm going to put her on the list for one of our
I don't remember that.
I know you don't. I was about to put it on the list. But she calls it the silly church giggles.
Wait, who is she? Please go back.
She's an author who I want us to read at some point. She's actually, because this will be for when we have like White History Month. And
wait, Sylvia
Ravenbark.
That doesn't even ring the bells. Like it.
Well,
never said it.
she's a writer, and she writes essays because she used to write for a paper. So she has like all these series of stories and stuff like that, and about parenting. She's the one, maybe you'll remember this because I told you the book title: "Stop Dressing Your 6-Year-Old Like a Skank."
Okay, yeah, because about camp.
Yes, now
register for camp.
That was her only advice. She's like, "This is the only advice I
have
have for parents is to register your kids for
I'm doing it next year.
Register your kids for summer camp before March is over."
Man.
But
okay,
yeah,
so I like her now.
Yeah,
that was solid advice.
She's hilarious. Oh dang, I lost my train of thought though. I went on too many tangents.
Okay, well let's be done.
Oh
with
no, she calls it the silly church giggles.
Oh, okay. I was ready to throw it all away. It's like, you know what? Forget it.
I love giving up.
It's my favorite. It
like
requires
quitting.
Nothing. Boom. That's my favorite.
So yeah, I really enjoy. But yes, that happens a lot where it seems like you're always. I get that a lot too, where it's not as much as you, because you and another friend of ours always do that. Like where you get into and then you go and get into a feedback loop off of each other,
right? And it's just
if I was a real substitute teacher, it's like both of y'all have to get separated.
Yeah, no, for real,
because you're getting nothing done. But then it's like one of y'all do have to go in the hallway because if you look at each other,
it's over. You can't look. I can't even think you're looking at me because
actually I do get that way with my cousins.
Yeah. I have that with a lot of people.
It's just like.
We don't do it as much. It's funny because you're one of my friends. We don't do that. You're probably blocking it. You're like, I don't want to be fucking shenanigans. But sometimes we will. It doesn't happen as often, but there's some people who it happens every time I see them. Lots of
occasionally. I'm usually trying to keep my world famous composure.
Oh my gosh. No, you're not. No, you're not. But yeah, so that's one show. Going back to, like shows that we're fanning out for. That is one that I've caught because I can kind of look at those while I'm doing something else. Because I just know that she's making people uncomfortable talking about race in a funny way. And I think I like it. I relate because I do try to use humor a lot when I'm dealing with people.
And she uses a lot of music, which is a very important communication touchstone. Yeah. Because they're real catchy. I really like Stop Being Poor.
Stop being poor. Because you just need to stop. It's boring. It's played out.
Hit the floor.
Yes. She's always a special guest on her own songs. It's like, I'm the feature. As well.
It's so ridiculous.
So
I love it.
It's over the top. It's funny.
It's that child energy. I don't know if you've ever heard of like it's a musical artist called Locutus. And he has this song called I'm Better Than Everybody.
No.
It's also on my playlist when I run. Oh, and it's funny because it's like this voice that when you're little, you kind of do feel that way where you're just like, I am so great. Like you just feel so.
What happens to that friend?
Exactly. Like it kind of goes away. And for her, I feel like she still has that sort of childlike confidence of where she's like, I went to wear fluffy bobos in my hair today and I'm going to.
Right. And you're going to love it.
And you're going to love it.
Because I love it. And
or
if you don't,
not.
You're racist.
And if you don't, you're what does that mean? What does that say about you?
Right. Oh,
and she's basically kind of like the opposite of a Fox News correspondent.
It's the best.
It is. I look forward to it. I love it a lot. Oh, you know what? I started watching today and wanted to recommend to you Working Moms on Netflix.
You know what? I'm into it.
It was a 99% recommendation.
Really?
Netflix knows me better than anybody. No, actually, YouTube knows me better than anybody on the planet.
The algorithm is strong.
But Netflix is a close second. They really can call it. They were...
Oh no! Was that a little mini breakdown right there? That was the beginning.
It's so real though, because it really tackles all the parenting anxieties, like the stuff that people are scared to talk about. Like one of the moms was like really scared that her 8-year-old was becoming a slut.
Wait,
and
she was
yes.
How? Internet. Wait, that was a dumb.
Yes,
yeah, that was dumb. The interwebs. Oh my God.
And she solves it by hiring a mean nanny who mean girls.
Was it a black nanny?
She was obviously she was racially ambiguous.
I was gonna say, it wasn't. You gotta get in the mean black lady or a brown lady. Okay.
Yes, she comes in and gets that girl right together, reads her, and she was like, "Go do your homework before you become as boring as you look."
Oh shit!
Yeah,
she's reading the children.
Yes,
like
it was
books.
amazing. But the one of them, it was about the difficulties of having your parents nanny for you, and when it was like, "Mom, don't feed her that. That's been sitting out all night." She's like, "Oh, sorry." It's like, girl,
it's like, what happened to you? Who are you?
And she was like, "Don't act like I didn't raise you and your kid."
But you were in tip-top form,
right?
You know
one of the moms, she's having
playing.
she's losing it because she's having postpartum depression, and then of course she's feeling disconnected from her partner because of course she just had this baby, and it's like,
I don't even like you right now. Leave
it's
me
like
alone.
This is weird. So, but the only thing is it is mostly white women. There's an Asian lady, and then one of the white ladies is married to a black lady. So, but she's still sort of a tertiary character.
Okay.
So it's like,
I'm cool. I like white stories. It's cool
I
with
can
me,
handle
especially
it.
when
Some stuff is good white fun. I still like Friends.
Yeah, because some stuff is just universal, right? Parenting and parenting fails
anxiety
and being a mom. Yeah,
is very real.
But humor to me is one of those things that bridges the gaps. And it allows you to have those conversations about things that can be hard to talk about.
Yes. Oh, wait.
So,
what was one of the moms talking about the type of porn she likes? Because they were all the show comes from the idea that there's this group of moms at a mommy me yoga class or whatever.
Wow, because we go to those, don't we, friend?
So
that's the whiteness inside the story.
Well, it was
not to suggest black women don't like going to yoga. I would love to. I just don't have time.
I would love to
what kind
do
of life
a yoga
do I have?
mommy and me class. That
would
be
so
amazing.
nice.
Yes,
anyway, for the record, I'd love it.
Really
it just
nice.
Doesn't exist.
Doesn't happen so much. No,
okay,
there is no black women in the class.
All right, go.
But one of them is married to a black lady. So there you go.
Well,
but she's at work.
Black person adjacent, right?
She's at work.
She's a single mother. I'm cute.
Yeah, I like the show because it really goes into how scary parenting is.
It's very,
it's
very
terrifying. And so when they're sharing their stories and stuff like that, so that's my new thing. I'm actually excited to go home and finish watching that.
Okay, that's what's up. I haven't watched any real shows. It's been just so hard.
Working Moms, which would be all the moms.
When do you stop working when you're?
Because I don't like that sort of contention of where we pit moms who work outside of the home to moms who stay at home.
It's not a competition. It all sucks in a way.
Well, I remember getting into conversation with certain people who really were very against stay-at-home moms.
How you gonna be against you being home with your kids like that? What is that against? How are you against?
They just feel that's not, you're not busy enough. It's not taking up that much of your time.
First of all, who are you? For one, if I'm good at it, yes, I am. It's taking up all of my time. So what do you mean? In fact, I never get a break from it.
Unless I run away from home.
So to me, exactly, and I'm sure if you're somebody who feels like, and this is an assumption, but to me, if you don't see the value of me being home and all of the work that goes into that, you're probably also the same kind of person who doesn't want me going outside the home. You partly want me here because you need to know what I'm doing. And then you need to be able to critique what I'm doing as well. So, that's,
there's
that's
all
another,
that.
But to me, it's nah, it's a never ending job and there's no recognition for it. There's no
you can't put it on your resume.
Nobody cares to see that.
Even though if I didn't do this work, I'd be making the world worse. If I make these people and don't raise them,
that's true. That they're not adding any value.
No, they're not. It's
okay.
a very intense job. I always made that case people think I'm playing, but I really feel like I should be able to put my kids on my resume. It's the majority of the work I've done in this world has been on them.
Nope.
And it shows. I would like to think it shows. They're not garbage people. And it took a lot of work because left to our own devices, we are garbage.
Yes, we
I think
are.
about how I was as a child. I was terrible. Well, not terrible, but your impulses are to be inwardly focused. You're very selfish. Like I said, there's that voice, I'm better than everybody. And it's your mom's job or your parents. Because Father's Day.
That's right.
Because, my dad got me together a lot, too. Their job is to be no, actually, right now. Actually, that was one of my favorite lines from Rick and Morty, where he was reading his grandkids and was like, listen, I can't even tell the difference between the two of you most of the time because I don't go by age or height. I go by pain in my ass. In that way, you're both exactly the same.
Oh, no.
And so,
wait a minute. I thought you loved me, Grandpa.
Grandpa. He was
damn, now and that's a word because when when your grandparents go off on you, that's a special kind of...
Well, no, not Rick. He never says anything. He's an alcoholic narcissist, abusive narcissist. So, yeah, Rick reads everybody.
Okay.
But they give it right back to because the granddaughter more than the grandson. Like, she'll be like,
she piped up.
It's like, oh, you must have been shit-faced. And he was like, shut up, Summer. It's like, but yeah.
My God. It's like, we know.
But
we're old enough to
we
know.
But yeah, a lot of times, a lot of the parenting is reminding your child they're not the center of the universe.
Yeah. I mean,
even though you feel like it.
Time.
Even though you feel like it, but you're not, though. I'm the only one who cares about it. I'm not the only one, but like me and your family, like the world doesn't care about you.
No, they don't. And I think, a good measure of when you need to really start kind of like kicking into gear and letting them know is when they start losing teeth and regaining the large ones, because at that point you look weird. And so you're not even technically, I mean, you're still cute. Don't get me wrong, because I actually really love like missing teeth and like the funny teeth stage. But it's like once those big ones come back and you're like between, like you're not a tween, but you're not like it's like you can't stand here and do the annoying shit that you did 2-3 years ago. Because it's not as cute. Just physically, it's not as cute, okay? And you have better understanding of like what's going on. And I'm not entertaining that. So now take you and your big teeth and you go on somewhere with yourself. Thank you. Okay?
All that to say, parenting is hard.
It is hard.
It is hard. Oh, and that takes me to Pose, which is the idea of chosen family. But you've seen the first 2 seasons.
Yes, I have. It is so good. You guys, if you don't watch Pose, first of all.
You don't watch Pose.
I'm going to. Okay, you know what? You just said I watched the first 2 seasons. I haven't watched this one. I want to watch it so bad.
We mentioned the parenting is hard part. You're parenting, so you get a pass. I can't really be like, why aren't you watching more television?
Trust me. But because if I start watching, then I might not get up. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm one of those folks that's like, either I'm doing it or I'm not.
And
I have a hard time having
you might not
middle.
have the emotional bandwidth to be like emotionally devastated.
That's true. That show, it is very emotional. It takes you all over the place. The acting, the costumes, the storylines. Did I say the acting?
You did say the acting. And the
singing,
clothing.
And Billy Porter and all the other fabulous folk. I mean, this show, and I really do like that they have actual
and shout out to him for coming out about his HIV status.
He was so oh my God, did you watch that interview he did? I don't who
no, a lot of stuff I really do have to be like, I have to be in the right state of mind.
I did not watch the whole thing. It was a snippet. It might have been on Instagram, but he was just talking about how all his life he'd been waiting to see somebody like himself, and he figured out that he was the person, and he's like crying, and I was like,
it's like when Harry Potter realized that it was actually him and not his father.
It's self-actualization is one of the most beautiful things
it was you the whole time, baby.
And that's the thing in life, really, for just about every it's
we are the ones we have been waiting for.
We are the ones. Don't do it. They gave me chills on my legs. Oh my God. But anyway, it was really beautiful. The show is fantastic. And I do need to watch season 3. If you guys aren't watching, you need to be, because it is a super good show. Maybe we can like fan out about that, like a whole episode or a section about Pose.
I would love to. And another companion piece to that was in Halston, on the life of the fashion designer Halston, and who's from Evansville, Indiana, by the way.
Are you for real?
I'm very for real.
Damn.
He kind of had an effective speech. Yeah, it was. His life was also very incredible, also very marred by, because he died from full-blown AIDS. I'm sure. Yes, yeah. The docuseries was based on his book.
Okay.
And it was amazing. I mean, it's sexually explicit, so be ready. Especially if, like, because it's mad. I mean, he's gay. It's mad gay.
Right.
So just be ready for that, because they don't shirk away from it.
We are going in, y'all.
Ham. And then they go into Studio 54.
Oh, my God, it's during that time. Wow.
And Battle of Versailles, for the children who don't know, that was this big international fashion competition that happened in the 70s. And basically it got American haute couture on the map.
Nice.
And so he was able to be a part of that. And he was also part of the American brigade that brought black models, because, of course, none of the Europeans brought, and they shut it. And I don't know if you know this about.
They shut it down.
Yeah, if you bring a tall, gorgeous black woman somewhere, it tends to shut things down, especially if she has an afro.
Oh, my gosh, I love it.
They turned Paris out. Versailles out.
Oh, okay. They probably did that too. They just didn't write about it.
Well,
or maybe they did.
Well, no, because Versailles is the summer palace, so it's not in Paris.
Okay.
It's like in the outskirts.
Okay.
But and I was, I won't be bitchy, but yeah, I love that was fantastic too. So
you got to be watching that one, y'all. That one is so good. I love it. It's one of my favorites. But there's, I mean, just honestly, there's a list of stuff right now that I need to watch and get caught up on.
You should
just
wait. One of my kids is grown, so I have a little more extra time.
It's just, well, because if I do get to sit down and watch TV, these days I'm watching, like, you know, they want me to watch something with them. So we've been watching stuff together, like before bed a little bit. But
what
like
about
one
of a great show to watch with your kids? Because we've been suggesting a lot of not kid-friendly stuff. Steven Universe.
Oh, Steven is cute. I do like him. I haven't seen them in a while.
It really helped me to talk to my kids. Like it really well, because the theme of the show is overcoming generational family abuse. Like that's
everybody's got that.
Yeah,
on some level, right?
I remember someone saying like they didn't even realize like there were other unhappy families. Like yeah, it really helps to like the fact that even though like.
So if you've never heard of
everything's
Steven
different,
Universe,
it's the same,
right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to assume everybody knows because it's not something I would have even been on my radar had I not heard it.
It's
heard
a cartoon,
of it through you.
Of course.
It is a cartoon. You do love cartoons.
I love cartoons.
You love. I mean, I enjoy cartoons not as much as you, but I do like cartoons.
You know what's so funny too? I remember like my grandfather really loved cartoons.
Really?
Like he always had one at his bar, like Looney Tunes. He freaking loved like the Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner stuff.
Okay,
and
classic.
and all of that stuff too. Still, it really is really good. Like
it tracks. I mean, my kids still will watch the old
Bugs
Looney Tunes
Bunny
stuff. Yeah,
and Daffy Duck. Like all that stuff is still, and actually even as racist as it is, Tom and Jerry's still really good.
Oh yeah, they had the lady
Mammy
with them.
2 Feet. That was her name. Mammy 2 Feet.
That was her name.
Yeah, if you look on the credits, like, because they had to credit the actress who played her. Like, yeah, Mammy 2 Feet.
First of all,
and you know what's so funny as a
Mammy
kid?
2 Feet.
Because as a child, like I saw black
I knew
people.
she was black.
Well, I knew she was
that.
black, but I'm so used to black people having things. I thought that was her house. It wasn't until later that I realized she was the maid. I thought that was like her house.
Hold on.
Yeah. There was like a white couple she was taking care of everything for.
Why don't I remember the white people? I think maybe I thought that too.
Yeah, there were two very skinny white
Mammy
people.
2 Feet, huh?
Yeah, that was her name, Mammy 2 Feet. Because you only see her feet. Thomas. But it's not great.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's not great, but it was
still
like if you edit out those parts, it's still good cartoons.
I mean, it was funny because she was always beating them with like a mop or something. I don't know. Because she was busy cleaning, trying to do her job.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to survive.
And the cat's messing.
You know what I'm saying? Out here in these streets.
Else.
You know what I mean?
Like, yeah. So,
God damn. Not Mammy 2 Feet. That took me out. I don't know.
That was
don't even,
the character's name. It's just like with Disney, though. Like, it was super racist.
I mean, everything is, y'all.
It was.
I mean, and
racist.
if you think we talk
like
about it
Coco
too much,
Chanel.
then fix it.
Yeah, Coco Chanel, very racist. Everything.
Fix this shit.
Like
I'm
when
tired of
they
it.
try to like go back and cancel people, it's like
go back and cancel.
Like right now, we're carrying around like money with pictures of slave owners.
The
over
worst
them.
ones,
like they're
too.
like slave owner like baseball cards. Like
baseball. They're collectible too because everybody's trying to get them.
They're trying to get them. It's like
we gotta have them.
It's all bad. But Steven Universe's to me, it was. It's crazy to think about like a show being healing, but it was. Like,
there's so many that
it tackles abuse so well in such a clever way where they're not beating you over the head with it. Like the characters are just acting it out, but then you see a healthy resolution, which is the difference between what people have been
actually
missing.
Do, yeah,
yeah. Like because usually in life you just either ignore it, never talk about it.
Yeah, you can sing a song about it,
about
Steven and them.
They do.
If you don't like spontaneous songs, though, it's not for you.
Just a second ago, we were singing this song.
Because they do sing in that
It
thing.
is very musical.
I actually like real life musicals too and stuff. So I do. It doesn't bother me. I know some people
feel like
are like,
life
I'm
isn't
out.
enough about like a musical.
I spontaneously sing.
You do.
All the time,
I like that
even
about
when
you.
I don't know the words, which is 9 times out of 10.
It's like that's not stopping me.
Hell
I'm
no.
still
It's
singing.
a vibe.
That's what that was made for.
Yes, the Hushman. That's my favorite song. That's it right there.
Exactly. So, and that's on, what is Steven Universe on? I've been watching
another
it on
cartoon
HBO Max.
I don't know. Cartoon Network?
It was originally on Cartoon Network, but I think if you wanted to watch it, it's of course in everything.
You can do it. It's on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is not a commercial.
And that was no, it's not. It's unsponsored, but I love it so hard.
It is pretty good. My kids did like.
There was an episode on guided meditation. Like that was the Here Comes a Thought.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, I think that won an award.
I loved that one. That was really good. I actually have literally sang that to my kids to try to help them.
I sing that to myself.
Get it. I don't know why I didn't just come as, I never thought about it as guided meditation.
It's a guided meditation.
It is though. It literally is.
And that's the best way to get stuff to people is not be like, hey, here, use this guided meditation. It's like, no, here, let's sing this song.
Songs, like, music. See, listen, it goes back. Music too.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I have to sing that to myself so much where it's just like, take a deep breath.
It's just a thought.
It's just a thought.
It's okay.
And it's okay. And then let it go. And it's fine.
Oh my gosh.
It's beautiful.
I like holding on to really bad ones sometimes. It's not healthy.
And then I love, and it's in the fact too that like White Diamond was the antagonist and it was this idea of conformity. Because Rebecca Sugar, I don't know if you know this, like she came out.
She's the writer of the show, correct?
She's the writer, creator of the show. Well, definitely the creator, because it had a bunch of writers.
Okay.
And she came out as, I think, non-binary. And it was, she talked about her fears of not being, like, accepted, like how people were going to perceive her. Like, would her family members and loved ones still love her? Like, all this crazy stuff. But that's, like, a real concern. It is.
And it's beautiful how she was able to tell that in a story. Again, boom, segue into why the hell we're here.
Storytelling.
Even when we don't read books, like, everything that we're consuming, it always comes down to, you know, when you really enjoy art, it's usually because the story is so beautiful. Like a lot of the times when it resonates in a really like real way. And like you say, I mean, even if it's a cartoon sometimes, I mean, it could be healing. That's beautiful. And it just, I like it. That's a beautiful message. I like it. It's a beautiful message. It is a really cute show. I do like them too. There are more, but we do have to get the hell out of here. This is the fakest.
That went fast. Remember we were worried about having, no, wait, I have to shout out these books. Remember, we didn't even get, because one of my, I wanted
deep breath. It's okay. We can do this. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I wanted to shout out because she pumped us up. She gave me just like the greatest feedback on the podcast after
Let's
this.
talk about who
so
this person is.
So this is Naya Riley. That's her pen name.
Hey, Naya
And
Riley.
her books are Karma, The Disease Don't Kill the Dream, and Unloved.
Okay.
So if you need some,
so tell me about. So what she just started writing.
I met. Well, she's been wrote these books. She's someone I met up with this week because I'm trying to write a book.
Let's go. Woo, woo, woo. Let's go.
So I talked to her because I knew she had published some books. So we got to sit down and talk. And and I of course shared with her that the podcast, and after she listened to it, she really enjoyed it, and I really appreciated that feedback. So I wanted to pump her up because once again, she has written multiple books. That's where I'm trying to be.
That's what's up, man. I want to write a book too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's
do
go.
It.
You got time. Let's go.
Oh, of course. Yes. You know what? I'm making time. You know, not right now. That's going to be, put it on the list for all the rest of it. Because you were talking about a comic book that you wanted to write. So I was thinking, you were talking about a simulation, right?
Well, not a simulation, kind of like just the fact that and it's really just completely ripped off from a Star Trek Deep Space Nine episode.
Okay.
Where this woman, she was an alien race and she went undercover on this criminal organization, but so that she wouldn't get caught because they had mind readers.
Oh shit.
To filter out. To filter out spies, they wiped her memory before she became a spy of like what her life was before and just implanted her there. And then they retrieved her restorative memory and then were able to get like a lot of information about the syndicate. That was the name of it. They were part of the syndicate.
That sounds very
so the same kind of thing where it's like I've been dropped off here to get information about Earth because they're just scouting it to see if they just want to make first contact. This is her idea for a comic book. Yeah,
for the
and
record.
then I get my memory restored and talk to them about my experiences and be like, nah, y'all don't want to come
It's
here.
like, no, it's really bad there.
Nah, you don't want to come here.
Talk about being a critic. It's like, you know what? I give it 2 thumbs down. I don't like it. It's like, that's funny.
It's not going to be the funnest.
That reminds me of, what's the Blue People movie?
Avatar.
It kind of reminds me of that. But then that reminded me I was thinking about virtual reality and stuff and how that's a big thing now. And
VR.
Yes. And I was like, they should do that for racism. Like, what if you got to just
like
be in a simulation?
Simulator.
Yeah, like you just got to be up in that bitch and then like you look at your hands and they black as fuck and you're like,
no.
whoa. And then like your whole shit is like being a Black person. Yeah. So you can feel how real that is. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so you can, and I think they should have that.
Kind of like when Tyra put on
I
the
am
fat
now
suit.
copywriting this. This is, so if I see this shit pop off, I'm coming for you. No, but I feel like it would be valuable. Like when you talk about like just.
No, you don't. Do you know? Black Like Me?
I've never heard of the book Back Like Me, but I definitely, yeah, something like that could be valuable because I feel like, that gives you a little bit of a sense of what it might feel like to be in somebody else's shoes. And not even just right, it does. Like, not just racism, but lots of different things. You know
like being a woman.
Boom. Ooh, childbirth.
Uncomfortable.
And what if they just like electrocuted your balls or something during that? That'd be great.
Well, yeah.
It's like,
I'm trying to think of what's similar to like cervical pain.
They say kidney stones, supposedly, because, those...
Oh, okay. It's just the cramping. That's very specific.
It kind of is, though.
Why does your cervix even have nerve endings? That feels like a design flaw.
Well, because if you didn't know you were going into labor, your baby could fly out of your body.
There's other ways of knowing. Like, you could still have the uterine contractions without feeling it in your cervix. I feel like the cervix part was the part that really hurts.
I was able to differentiate where the hell it was coming from. Like, you know what I mean? It all just was like, this hurts. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the cervical pain. That was, not for me anyway. I couldn't differentiate it. But also,
I was really aware when I used to have really bad menstrual cramps. Like, it was my cervix. Like, that's what was hurting. Because, like,
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
It's like, this is already.
But you know what helped? Music.
Yeah, music is great.
Music is a natural painkiller.
It is. So at this point, y'all see what this is.
Yeah,
this is
it was
rambling.
really fake. We did talk about some books, though.
We did, and you guys, again, storytelling is the theme here, so just keep that in mind. Also, we couldn't keep this up forever. This is actually mirroring our real life book club that just turned into a let's have some drinks and eat and talk fests, which are my favorite. Yes. And let's just be around each other because it's nice and fun.
It was nice. This was a nice break because today was rough.
Today,
for a lot of reasons. There's a lot of ripping and running. We don't usually record on this day, so that was weird too.
You guys, I'm telling you, this was like therapy for me just now.
Was.
So thank you, friend, for your time. Thank you for the delicious strawberry cookies.
Welcome.
I also made some
little
more
like scones.
egg rolls, whatever. They were delicious. They were strawberry.
And let me thank you for the Philly cheesesteak egg rolls.
You're welcome. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the margarita.
Oh,
thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Okay, so there's that.
You're welcome. Gratitude goes a long way. I can do a lot of stuff as long as I feel appreciated.
Yeah,
so
man, this was
I
good.
can keep knocking this out.
Your outline was stellar.
It was so
it's
beautiful.
It's a piece of paper with like 3 words on it.
So
we were so
professional. It's scary.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, and maybe next time we'll, because my daughter, she was here today. She really wanted to be on the podcast, but she
is here. She is here.
She was. She inspires everything.
Yeah, she does. But I do want to thank everybody for listening. I guess hopefully the next episode, because do we even bother to spin the wheel?
Well, this was a bonus one, so technically we've already announced.
Episode. Yes.
Yeah, this is a bonus episode, so we've already announced the actual real fake ass book club. Today was a fake ass book club.
Yeah, see the time continuum. I get confused easily. Yeah.
Linear time is tricky.
It kind of is. Okay, cool. Well, guess what? We're not spinning shit. We're about to get the hell
we're
up
just
out of
gonna
here,
go.
man. I gotta go. I got stuff to do.
All
right, then,
still
y'all.
more stuff.
Thanks, guys, for joining us. See you next time. Hi.
Before we go, we must give thanks to our sound engineer, Eric Dizzy from Dorian Keith Media,
to Urban Nerd for providing our music,
Buzz Viral Marketing runs our social media,
and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins.
If you like what you heard,
please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.